Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. It is Thursday morning. How you doing?
It is February 26th.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm tapping into my regional accents.
Yeah, your CARICOM accent.
I'm inspired by the CARICOM 50th meeting, right?
Right.
Heads of state meetings. I'm tapping into that. But yes, it's February 26th, and it's a great morning. Wherever you are this morning, we want to thank you for tuning in, for locking in, whether it's on your phone, it's on your television, perhaps you're at work already. I do hope you're having a blessed and a fantastic Thursday morning. It is the weekend eve, Sabrina.
It is. It is what we used to call this, Paul, Friday Junior. Yeah, it's Friday Junior. And I am not going to lie, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Same.
I could really use those 2 days to just try to get whatever rest I can in there. But we're going to jump straight into what we have lined up for our viewers, you guys, in terms of conversations today. It's a jam-packed show. Each one of the conversations coming up, definitely one to look forward to. But we're going to start things off with navigating the path to legal citizenship. You would know, Paul, that there was a viral video from a social media influencer who goes by the name of Bestie. Well, he's going to be on set with us to share a bit of his story and the gratitude that he has, or she has, for his legal citizenship. Also, training the new generation of Peewee basketball athletes. We're going to be talking about that as well. Inviting new youth leadership at the Belize City Council. Also a wonderful conversation to look forward to. Then Cuba under pressure. What's really behind U.S. measures? And then finally, highlighting local business with Sandhill Village Council.
Excellent. Sabrina, I hear you juggling pronouns there.
Yeah, forgive me.
Right? No. It's good just to know that Melvin Cortez has said that he can be referred to as a she, but at the same time, she doesn't care what pronouns are used as long as there's mutual respect in the relationship and in the conversation. So I'll just put that out there before we get into that conversation.
Bestie appears to be a female, so I'll refer to Bestie as she. But then when you say Melvin, I guess we can go with he. But whatever he is or she is comfortable with, we are going to respect.
Let's not get lost in all of that, right?
Let's move on.
All right, moving things right along. We have some very interesting conversations in the 5 things you need to know. First and foremost, this is one of the buzzing conversations online. The iconic Ruta Maya finish relocated as fans, paddlers, and even vendors push back. Mental patient beats up elderly man. I don't know if this is something that for a lot of people was just a spectacle versus something that people are actually concerned about. Transport overhaul leaves terminal workers uneasy. We led the news with this issue last night. Heritage Bank says SSB fund fuels community loans, essentially fuels their loan programs. And people are asking, how is it that Social Security, they lend we money to a bank, they deposit we money into a bank, and then the bank, they lend we money, and then we have to pay interest on we money, and then we go back to pay social security. It's interesting, but at the end of the day, honestly, that's how banks work. They say take my deposit and take your deposit, and they lend other people in a similar fashion. That's just the cycle of banks and loans and all of that good stuff. And then last but not least, Rubio's brief visit leaves CARICOM leaders optimistic. We'll talk about it.
All right, well, let's jump straight into it, Paul. I know the leading story last night had to do with the Ministry of Transport and the several changes that we have been expecting. But leading that story was a little bit of some frustration, I'd say, coming from workers over at the Transport Department. Essentially, there's been, or basically, there's been some conversations about some of these workers saying that there has been word shared to them that they may be displaced from their jobs, and in some cases even told that they should be resigning by week's end. And so we were able to get a comment from the CEO of the department and the ministry. That is Chester Williams, and he sought to clear the air on some of those misconceptions and give the public a better understanding. We know that the Public Service Union is also stepping in as well. And I understand that there was a meeting with the president too.
Yeah, and what we're hearing from the workers themselves, I actually had a conversation with one of the workers, at one of the terminal workers at one of the terminals in the country. And what that worker told me is that an official within the Ministry of Transport came to them yesterday and told them that they have 1 month to resign and then reapply. What this worker was saying, in deep distress even, this worker was saying that I have loan, I have picnic where they got at university, I have a lot of expenses, and the uncertainty is uncomfortable for me. And I get that. I understand the realities that these terminal workers are facing.
But it's a transition, Paul. You know,
Yes.
they're going to a private entity.
Well, and that is why I am surprised by the timing of this conversation, right? Because we've been discussing this transition for the better part of a year.
Yeah.
And if not more. And I'm wondering, and I can't recall if when they had the last press conference at the Ministry of Transport, that is, and they detailed who all they consulted. I can't recall if they said that they consulted the transport worker, the terminal workers. What I will say is that the challenge these workers are having is that many of them are open vote workers, right? And that is a challenge simply because when you're an open vote worker, you're not permanently posted.
Established,
Meaning that you don't have that level of job security that a permanently posted government worker will have. Somebody that has all the P's and T's crossed and I's dotted. So they do not enjoy that level of job security, and they're usually the first to be affected in these kinds of things. And so this is one of the things we'll be watching closely, specifically considering the plight of these workers and the realities that they have to face on a day-to-day.
My last point on it was, do you know if we were able to clarify with the CEO regarding the resignations for Friday? Because according to the news story that we shared last night, the PSU president said that some of the workers even informed him that they were told that they might have to be submitting resignation letters by Friday.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any truth to that. What the CEO confirmed yesterday is that there's a 4-month transition period.
Okay.
What I heard from the workers I spoke with is that they've been given 1 month. I haven't been able to verify the 1-week conversation, but there's still some discrepancy between the 4 months and the 1 month period, what workers are being told. and what the CEO is saying.
All right, well, let's move things along quickly, Paul. I know yesterday, well, actually 2 days ago on Tuesday, we had a discussion on set here with representatives from the Belize Canoe Association, even a paddler who has been involved for the past 13 years in the Belize Ruta Maya River Challenge. Now, that discussion centered around the proposed finish line. Well, we know since then, it has been finalized. That finish line is now set for the area near the Grand Resort that is just around the Halover Creek bridge, and a lot of people are talking about it. We've been highlighting that for the better part of the last 2 weeks or so, and persons are supporting it, but also not supporting it. So we've been able to highlight as many sides as possible, and last night was perhaps the final input from the persons involved in planning this event, and also, of course, still highlighting what other people feel about it in relation to just not supporting the ending part of the race.
Yeah, and so it is about asking you all this morning, what's your thoughts on the move to relocate the final
The
finish line from within Belize City to the Grand Resort near the Halover Bridge. I believe that at this point, many of the paddlers will protest, right?
Well, they did say that
Right.
something might take place.
I believe they will protest, and I firmly believe that they will protest in some form or the other during the race, and perhaps specifically somewhere leading towards the end of the race, because that's what a lot of people are calling for. People are asking paddlers to boycott the race.
Yeah.
And
They
I
can't do that,
understand
though.
from the paddlers' perspective that that is a challenge at this time, because there's a number of sponsors
Yeah.
that have already put money and made their investments behind the teams, and as paddlers they feel a sense of duty and responsibility to honor the
Their
sort of
commitment.
investment and the commitment that they've made where these
Yeah.
funds are concerned. We saw Bowen and Bowen jump into the conversation yesterday as well under one of our social media posts, and that's because the Belikin has been basically called out because their name is associated with the race. It's now the Belikin La Ruta Maya Belize River Challenge. And
Yeah.
essentially what Bowen and Bowen in their public comment was trying to do yesterday or did was to distance themselves from the decision-making process in terms of the finish line being moved, right? To say we are not a part of that. They're saying that we are one of the largest sponsors in the race. We are actually the largest sponsors of the race, and that's essentially where our contributions begin and end. And so this is what they said. As a sponsor, Belikin doesn't decide where the race finishes. That's a decision of the organizers, and they have their reasons, right? And as the title sponsor, then they spoke about how much they give into the race. They spoke about why they decided to support the race, because they want to support Belize, the race and canoers. And they're also talking about how while they perhaps can just back out and support a team, they don't think that that is the right approach for them to take with this race, and so they want to continue to support. So could we pull our sponsorship and support one team instead? Sure, but then everyone loses out. Our sponsorship of the race helps to ensure that more than only the top teams can participate. So they're distancing themselves from the decision making where the finish line is concerned, but at the same time clarifying why they are the top or the brand sponsor in this situation.
All right. Well, we do have to move things along very quickly, Paul. I just want to quickly just highlight that we are trying to speed up this process because we have a lot of conversations coming up that we also want to look forward to. So at this time, we are going to take our first break, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, the next conversation is navigating the path to legal citizenship.
Introducing BB Insurance. Built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root,
That is very bitter.
but sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet, all your building needs under one roof.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. This is our first conversation, and as we mentioned before the break, it's all about navigating the path to legal citizenship. That's going to be the conversation centered around this first segment. Now, we have some wonderful guests with us this morning. Joining us is Melvin Bestie Cortez. You might know him on his social media page as Bestie. He is a Corzal resident and a naturalized Belizean. And so we're here to speak primarily about what that story to his naturalization has been like.
Yeah.
Also joining us is Margaret Kellerman Hernandez. She is an officer in charge of the Passport and Immigration Department. And I also want to make a quick note that in just a few, we'll also be joined by a third person, and we'll also reveal that in just a moment as well. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you guys on set with us.
Thank you.
Now, I want to start off by saying, Bestie, you are such a social media presence right now. A lot of people are talking about you on Belize Facebook, right?
She's a trending topic, girl. We have to say the bestie army is Sharangana Belize. We call them the bestie army.
Oh, the bestie army.
It's the army bestie.
Now, we are grateful that you've taken the time to come and share a bit of your story and even highlight your personality. I really appreciate that. But I want to take a step back a little bit and talk about where your social media presence began in the first place. How did you, put yourself out there on social media and share yourself with us as bestie, as our bestie?
Well, it all depends because back in 2018, 2016, back before I even joined church, I was a person who, 2018, I decided to just become a Christian, so I left everything behind. But if we go back to 2016, 2017, those were the days when I was like, exploring my sexuality. And makeup and feminine clothes are always very, very attractive. Yes, I did understand that it was a cross to bear. Like, I do understand that it's a desire of the flesh. So I try to seek through like God guidance, spirituality. And I did join church for like approximately 7 to 8 years. But then eventually I came to that conclusion that, it's not the full happiness. Like, it is, I do feel the fear of God and I do understand that what I'm doing may not be seen appropriate to some people, but as long as I can feel that void that being yourself can feel, that little happiness that only you can understand when you're experiencing that's what makes bestie.
Yeah.
Do you still find yourself intersecting with the church today?
Well, at this point, I do support like my stepmom. There's a mother that adopted me, so I consider her mom. She's a pastor. She still prays for me. And Norma Garcia, she's a Pentecostal Church of God pastor. She's still behind me, so I still support the church. I don't visit to respect to them because I don't feel like I would be appropriate just to reach there to provoke,
Yeah.
So
and that's the reason why I asked, because I found it interesting. I was the one who narrated the story that you shared with us, and I found it interesting, your background, your faith background and a church background, and simply because it's almost like two separate worlds, at least in Belize, right? But I found it interesting that you have such a solid foundation in the church. In fact, what you shared, and perhaps you can speak a bit more on it, is that when you were going through one of your most difficult seasons of homelessness, I would describe it, that it was in the church you found refuge.
Yeah, because my parents, they weren't church people. They were like really mundane, as you can say. So I decided to just get closer with the church people, and they allowed me to stay there, and I just got closer to them, and I just distanced myself from family issues and stuff like that. So I got closer to them, and there's where I built that relationship to, that faith. That if God has placed the foundation, you just have to place the feet and walk.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the possibilities are endless as long as you have that motive to like, you know what, I'm gonna get there eventually, not today, not tomorrow, but I know that one day I want my kids to stop.
And
I want my kids, come on.
Yeah, we just love your energy.
Yeah, I do too. It's perfect for early mornings, like, open your eyes. But I still want to go back to the point where you grew your social media presence to now where many people here in Belize, no one recognized you by name and by face. How did you do that? How did you go about using your platform to build your own community?
Well, first of all, I was going through a little breakup, so you consider the little relationship breakup depression.
Yeah.
So during that little period of moment last year, I just decided to I shaved my head. In that little moment of, I tired everything, I just want a new reset.
Yeah.
I shaved my head, you know what, from here, 1 year from now, it was just last year November to this November, I should be fully different, grown, mature, and I fulfill my purpose. That's where I started making TikTok videos. Quick 10 minutes, quick 10 seconds, 15, 30 seconds, but a quick laugh. With a purpose, with a motive. Not just post a video because I want to look cute, or no. I want to you know what? end with a bang.
Yeah.
That's it.
Do you think that
that's what you're seeing on screen there, some of those videos?
Your approach in terms of being very open and out there and even approachable on social media, that it has perhaps broken barriers for you where culturally, just generally in Belize, we're not necessarily accepting to certain lifestyles? Do you believe that your social media approach has broken barriers for you and actually garnered support?
For me, and not for only me, but for my fellow members of my community. When I mean that, because before I didn't have the opportunity or the guts to like walk on the street with a dress, but once I just took best mode and like personality plus the charisma plus the laughing with the people, it just became easy.
Yeah.
Because it's just what's not there to like about someone who can make you laugh 24/7.
Yeah.
So it allowed you to show a different side of yourself that perhaps you wouldn't have been able to introduce if it was just in person, on the street conversation.
People normally say, oh, that's a trans, or that's a man, or but they wouldn't see the essence of the person.
And you did that on social media.
I think I kind of figured out how to crack the code. They didn't saw the dress, but some people do, but I mean, who cares? I mean, and they saw the essence, they saw the...
Okay.
Well, I'm really happy that we've been able to set the background to who you were in terms of personality and have people understand a little bit about your journey on social media leading up to now being this public presence, right? But where you revealed a little bit later on was that you also had another part of your story that you were navigating, and that was your legal status in the country. Tell us a little bit about what that journey has been like and how you found yourself to this point now of having a naturalized, legalized status.
Well, when it comes to that purpose in my life, I always knew that eventually it's going to be a big major issue. As an immigrant, we all know that eventually, if you're going to standard 6, standard 4, first farm, third farm, and you know that you don't have a social eventually when that's over, when that school term is over, 4th term or 6th term, and you have to find a job, you know that you're going to crash into a wall, that there's not going to be any more opportunities, either like selling veggies or doing construction worker jobs, jobs that are just like catch and kills.
Yeah, so we also have here with us on set Miss Margaret Kellerman Hernandez. She is the officer in charge of the Passport and Immigration Department. And I want to quickly get Ms. Hernandez in the conversation to speak about how that facilitation looked like in supporting persons like Melvin to get their legal status.
And what did you think when you heard the story?
When I saw actually his video, it was very touching to many of us. Very touching, because as a ministry, as a department, that was our goal, to legalize, to have person have a status and be able to do more things that they want to in Belize. For example, like you said, after high school or 6th form and you need to go to get a job, it's hard if you can't present a social security card, because then your contributions will be affected. You can't even contribute. You can't work legally then, right? So when we saw his story, it was very touching, and it made us feel so good, so proud of the work we have put in as a ministry for these persons in Amnesty 2022. You might know that we had up to 13,000 plus persons, which include dependents, for applications, and that program has ended, whereby each application has been dealt with, whereby Bestie application is one of them. And when we saw him and how that made him feel, knowing now what is his status, and he has a legal status in Belize, we're very proud of all the work the team from the immigration department put in.
Do you get the opportunity to hear a lot of stories like this?
Oh, we do. When we did outreaches as well, we had persons cry in front of us. We had persons don't know what to do, what to say when we are reviewing their applications, and when the team has to make a decision on applications that we got. It made people really, really grateful and appreciative of all the work that we did in Amnesty 2022.
Well, you also highlighted that story on your live, which really touched a lot of us, and I see that it still brings about a lot of emotions for you even now. What do you feel now?
I feel grateful because it doesn't only impact me, it was not only myself. I had a little brother, I do have a little brother who has 2 kids. So he wasn't able to provide for those 2 kids until last year that he was able to get his social.
Yeah.
For August this time, he was making catch and kill jobs for $30 a day for years. $20 a day, $25 a day. Why? Because he doesn't have a social.
Yeah. Were there any persons who facilitated this process for you that you can specifically remember who allowed you to be able to have this status?
Ms. Darlene, like I mentioned, Ms. Darlene Bustillo is one of the major person who kept motivating me and pushing me. Like, you know what, you're gonna get it. Get this document, get this, don't. But it's been 1 year, it's been 2 years, my application doesn't move from process. You need to understand it's not only you, it's 13,000 people. But just be patient. I'm really behind your application. Yeah. And she did.
It really takes people like that, I think, to keep you remembering, you know, that there are people around you that care about you. Hearing your story has been one that moved me personally as well.
And it's what I found captivating about the story. It's that we always hear about these things, but nobody has ever come forward, at least this viral, to say this was my experience and this was my challenges. And so when you spoke, you didn't only speak for yourself, you spoke for thousands of people out there that are going through the same thing. It was so relatable when you said that, and the chance whip and the job a lot of times when $40 for clean my entire house, for example. But you helped us understand that sometimes as an illegal immigrant, if you would, you have to do it. You have to get the job. And you have to take the 40 because who else you're going to make one of the ends,
I mean,
right?
There are plenty of disadvantages. Like you have in front of you, you can become a thief. You can become this. Society literally shows all the possibilities. It's up to the strongest one of like the person who really wants to make it out of there to become like a light or to become successful.
Okay, so
well, we have a special guest this morning that we are now inviting on set with us. This person has been a key role in your life who assisted you in this process. You speak of Darlene Bustillos.
Yes.
And she now joins us on set.
Don't make me cry, girl.
Don't cry.
Me makeup. Girl, you're so pretty.
When has been the last time you guys have seen each other? You've never met her?
The 2020.
Only the application when, women had an Amnesty Center open in Corozal, and I was one of the registration clerks, and that's where I met Bestie.
That was the first
and last time.
Then only like through messages and through text.
Okay.
And calls and video calls.
What does this relationship mean to you now?
Oh,
you're meeting each other for the first time. Well, for the second time.
She's a best friend. Like she's really like
she's a part of the bestie army.
No. She's a part of my best friend. Totally different. Another level.
And Darlene, for you, what does it mean to you to be able to change a life in this way? I mean, your name has been all over social media as well.
For me, it's like, you know, at some point in your life, you're like, you're doing your job, but then it's like, sometimes you don't have that mentality that you're changing people's life until it's exposed out there and how people feel that what you're doing to them. So it's like, it feels good, and then people around me that had motivated me too, I think I'm making them proud too.
Yeah. And for you, how long have you been engaged in this type of work?
Okay, from 2022, my first engaging work like that was with Amnesty.
Okay, and I would imagine you yourself, you've probably sat down with a lot of people that could relate to the story that was shared.
Yes, especially when we used to go pan hubs. You see people from 5 o'clock in the morning on the centers. They're trying to getting, prepare what sometimes you see couples, you old couples, they're in front of you explaining their whole life. They have that encouragement to come and some of them 30 years, they don't have no, and then it's touching, but at the same time you can react with them because they come to you to
moments ago, Bestie, about what the experience is like for undocumented persons when it comes to working, the employment that you would have to settle for. You also highlighted that you had graduated from school. You are educated, but you have not been able to properly utilize that because of your status. What has been some of the observations you have made, not only from your personal experience, but others, the type of work that you would have to settle for and the payment that you would receive?
I've seen old people selling, like planting chips. I've seen people selling bread. I've seen people selling like shave ice on the streets just to carry a little piece of $20 to their homes. I've seen people with 6 to 7 kids having to sell on the streets, like house to house, because they're unable to get a job. Or the income is not enough, or the woman have to, do a little side hustle on the side, like wash someone's clothes or go and clean someone else's houses because the man jobs, the money is not enough. The income is short. That's major that you can see in Curacao, especially in Curacao. A lot of people will sell veggies. A lot of people will sell stuff on the streets. Like, it's better to sell than to actually get an actual job, because selling will actually give you more income than if you work for someone in your house or in their yard or clean someone's yard.
Yeah.
So they prefer to just sell whatever they can sell: meat, chickens, eggs, whatever people can sell in those villages, they will sell.
And for you, you went through your own journey of.
Tell
us a bit about all that you sold out there.
Well, I met Miss Olga back in like the COVID times. Miss Olga Gonzalez. She's a very Christian lady. I met her. She told me, "Don't you want to sell veggies?" I'm like, I just finished my girl. You know when you're
an educated woman, girl.
You do a little impact of society or like social life that just impacts. Like, I really have to do that. It was like it really shocked. Like, a lot of people stopped talking to me after I started selling on the streets. Like, people just disappeared from my life. Nobody wanted to talk to me. Like, everybody just, like, I could have felt the rejection, the judgment of, because I'm pushing a cart. But people would laugh, but they would never push with me, or they would never buy. So I just kept, and who has to go has to go, and that's what I did. I started with $75, and I bought 5 pounds of tomato, 5 pounds of potato, 5 pounds of onion, 5 pounds of cucumber, everything, whatever I could. Then I spent it over. Then on Monday I went to the farmers market, and with that money I bought for 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Then the following Friday I bought for 4 days, Friday, Saturday, Monday, and Tuesday. Then I went on. In a couple of 3 months, I was investing $3,000. Not lying. Then I built a stall in Curacao that I think everybody knows. I went from selling for someone to having 3 tricycles on the streets and having 2 vegetable stalls.
Wow.
In 2-3 years.
Wow.
And then a stall.
And I was selling for little shops as well, the wholesale. A lot of shops.
And a stall as well, you're saying. Does that stall still
I used to
exist?
work from 3 o'clock in the morning to 8 to 10 p.m. in the night.
Yeah.
Every day.
So it's really a story of resilience, right?
You have to like it. You have to love what you're doing. And I used to love selling veggies. I used to love going with my little tricycle on top of College Road Hill, even if it's heavy. But I know once I'm up there, the people love me, so they're just the tricycle will just disappear on its own.
Wow.
Was there ever a point in this journey that you can remember that was the hardest for you? That when you look back now, you just don't want to relive that?
I got robbed. I got robbed coming down, and I had $1,200 in my pocket. And they were waiting for me, and they just grabbed me on my neck, and they just pushed me in the bush, and they just started beating me. And they like rumbled the tricycle, and they just went away with the money. And I ended up like bruised, like on the hospital. I will never forget that. That was very scary.
What about your journey, your academic journey as an undocumented immigrant?
Okay, when it comes to the academic journey, it is very, I don't really understand why the system would charge a $1,000 non-Belizean fee for a student to study in Escuela Mexico or in CCC would be even higher. Because I can talk about my experience. I wasn't going to go to First Farm to Fourth Farm. I remember my mom, the day before the summer was ending for Escuela Mexico, this summer, you have to register for summer, then you register for First Farm. But I didn't go to summer after Summer 6. So I thought I wasn't going to go to First Farm. The day before First Farm opened, my mom took me and she opened and she paid the $1,000 and I was able to enter school.
Which I imagine would have been a lot for her at that time, yes, $1,000. And so you paid the $1,000 and then you entered
plus
school.
The tuition fee, which is like $1,600, you can see.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yearly.
Do you think that these restrictions and these red tapes is a part of the reason why a lot of undocumented immigrants perhaps stop at Standard 6? and don't go into high school.
Yeah, because if you notice, a majority of the parents that do really want their kids to have an education, but they cannot afford it. The kids are very smart.
Yeah.
I was very smart. Every teacher, I was like top A student. Every primary school teacher could tell you. So when I went through like that class in sixth form that I couldn't find a job, that was very depressing. Like I have cuts in my hands, I'm not lying to you, on my legs, where I really just hated my life.
Yeah, not show too much like no.
No.
Life
No. I'm just saying, like, for you to understand, back in those days, there was like really like, the mental struggle was really there as well.
Yeah. But you know, the reality is that wasn't that long ago either. It probably feels like a long time though.
2024, I stopped selling widgets, so.
2024 was literally less than 2 years ago.
But it was because they were able to provide us the social that was valid for 6 months. So I had to stop selling widgets and I had to get a job. Then I managed to get my friend, she's the manager of a call center. She, you know what, I'm gonna help you. Miss Nirka Vasquez, she was the one who helped me. She signed the paper for me, and I was able to apply for my first social. Then every 6 months I would renew it because I know that I had that hope that I will get it.
Yeah.
And I found that interesting. I did not know that that was a thing where you could get like a temporary, if you would, social, because I think a lot of us take it for granted when we get a social security card that says the expiring date is none, right? Tell us a bit about that temporary social security card and why that initiative exists.
Well, we realized, and it's only real, that persons have to keep on living, supporting themselves, and you know, finance their life. So the social security card that was being issued to applicants for Amnesty was a way to have them work legally, because it's known that they have to do some work at some point. So to allow them to work and feel comfortable working, you know, surviving, there was this time that the social security card was being issued, and it had an expiry date, whereby by that time we must have done making decisions on applicants. So that social security card, like he's explaining, allowed them to get a job, get a real job, contribute to social security. And when that was expired by that time, most of them would have had a decision made on their application by then. But it was put in place to allow them to work.
What did you feel? What did it make you feel when you heard the story? When you heard Melvin's story online?
I think not only Melvin's story, but also like every application vetted. I think every application has a story. So you have to like clearly what you're seeing on the vision of the applicant, you have to make sure the approver sees and read this. They have the same mentality that you're getting on the application. So it's like, and then in Amnesty, they had a lot of stories on those applications, and they're very touching.
It's hard to not be attached to some of the applicants, I believe, as well.
Melvin, I'd like for you to share, as we sort of wrap up the conversation, a bit about the world of possibilities that receiving your documents have opened for you.
There have been a world of possibilities. I remember the day when she called me, it's been approved. I cried. The happiness, the overwhelming joy that you feel once you have that document in your hand, it's like if it's like a long dream. That's all I've ever hoped for in my life. I don't want kids, I don't want a wife, I don't want nothing. I don't want a house, I just want my social. I just want to be able to work. Want to be able to be like, you know, that vision that you have in your mind, you just want to be able to walk in that vision. I mean, at the end of the day, I can work 2 jobs. I have 2 good paying jobs, thanks to God. I'm able to, if my mom needs anything and I can, you know, lend me $100, lend me $200, I don't have to, you know what, I don't have there is money there and you know what, I can touch without even having to worry that I'm short. There's many possibilities when it comes to now having my papers. I can travel. I went to Zone for the first time. I've never been to Chetumal in 27 years of my life. And I live right beside the border. You know, that sucks. And you don't want to go through the back because you're scared. What if they catch you?
Yes. Yeah. Now, I want to ask you this only because I see different commenters in the comment section asking, how do we refer to you? What is your preferred gender?
Okay, so when it comes to that, I know that I am a man. Let's put that out there to the world. I am Bestie Melvin. He's a man. I was a God-fearing man that used to go to church. I used to preach the word. I used to preach the gospel. So I know that whatever I'm going through, I'm just walking through the flesh. You can say desires of the flesh, and there's desires of the spirit. So I know exactly where I stand, and I know exactly my battle. Eventually, when God is ready to do whatever He has to do with me, He's free to do with my soul and my spirit whatever He wants. For the moment, I am walking in the desires of the flesh, for my own will and desire. So when people tell me, oh, you're not a woman, you're not trans, of course not. I am a vessel designed by God. God knows exactly what He's doing in His perfect timing.
So do you it doesn't matter if
To
they
me,
call
doesn't
you
matter.
a him
I'm not
or
here to
her?
impose.
Okay.
I'm not here to impose. Like, I mean, being gay or being trans is not, you have to force the accept. I'm sorry. That acceptance is gained by your personality, by your attributes, by your attitude, by the way you portray yourself to society. Tú te vas a respetar, everybody te va a respetar.
It's not about imposing.
It's not about imposing.
Or tell people this is the way you're supposed to and not.
I'm a machine, no. I don't really care. At the end of the day, I was still stand up when I use the bathroom. Sorry.
You earlier.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Earlier, you gave us details. You told us how many people have been legalized, status have been legalized through this program. Can you remind us one more time of that number, and also give us a better idea of what options are available, if any at all, for people right now that perhaps want to legalize their status?
Well, like I said, the numbers that came in for Amnesty 2022 was over 13,000 persons, which includes dependents, a parent with maybe 2, 3, 4, or 5. Some people had 10 children already. But that gave them the status once their application was recommended of being a permanent resident, which Melvin is now a permanent resident. In the longer run, after 5 years of being a permanent resident, you can then apply to become a citizen of Belize. This is what we did with Amnesty, and the same process is what persons go through who want to apply for permanent resident. The Amnesty program was mainly for persons who did not have a status, who were here 20, 30 years without a status, and could have, they had to prove what under the criteria they applied for. Then they were recommended, their application was recommended. That is what we do at the Nationality and Passport Department. Therefore, Amnesty 22 was a part of our day-to-day work that we do, which is permanent resident applications, which leads, like I say, after 5 years, he can then apply to become a citizen of Belize and hold a Belize passport. So that is the work we do, and that leads to, that's the path to citizenship.
Right.
What we're
So
discussing.
there is an established path.
Of
the
course.
Amnesty program simply kind of expedited that
Yeah,
process.
the Amnesty
under a
program had criterias, 8
Right.
criterias under which persons were able to apply, and the criterias they met allowed them to be recommended and become a permanent resident of Belize.
No, Melvin, just lastly from you, share with us what life is like for you living, as you described it to us a couple weeks back, as a trans in Belize. And what would be your advice to others out there?
I mean, at the end of the day, I've said my story. I've been to church. I've tried to change. I did try to change. I did have a woman. I did try to, to do the right thing, and it came naturally from my heart. I wasn't forced to do it. But then eventually you meet that wall where, like, you're not fully happy, and eventually you just explore that little. It's like a little needle inside of you that once you just let it out, it just flows naturally. And to me, there's a lot of hate, but it's only on social media. Let's be for real. The hate is only on social media.
You don't experience it in person, in real life?
In real life, the men don't even care. Like, they wouldn't, because I'm very open. When it comes to me, I'm very open. Is there any man out there who like, psst, psst, hey, I'm a man, instant. Then if they continue, it's up to them. But I served my purpose and I explained my situation.
Yes.
And if they continue, it's up to them. But at the end of the day, I don't really receive any. I'm not disrespecting anyone out there. So there's no need for me to be disrespected.
So what's your advice?
Your final thoughts?
Well, just if you do feel like you're there, go for it. But if you're not there yet, don't go for it, because then it can lead you to a type of dangers that you never know what can happen as well. Because it can be very dangerous as well, according to the area where you live in Belize.
Well, we do have to wrap up this conversation. We want to say thank you so much. I want to close off with your signature. I think you have like the signature that you use in your videos. It's like a type thing. So you can send us off, and then when we come back, actually, I want to include a motivational quote before we go, before you send us off. This morning's motivational quote goes like this: "There may be times when we are powerless to prevent injustice, but there must never be a time when we fail to protest." That comes from Ellie Weasel. Melvin, send us off. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the next generation of Peewee basketball athletes, but I'll take it over to Melvin.
Anyways, guys, so besties, time for the break. Bye.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
GBM is turning the spotlight home. All Belizean, all day, every day. We're bringing to you more local and regional programs than ever before. Relive the classics you love. Plus, enjoy brand new stories that celebrates who we are, our people, our pride, our Belize. So whether you're at home, in the office, or on the go, keep GBM on, because now more than ever, Belize is on TV.
February is all about Honda. Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquip Equipment Parts Service.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
This is how we do it. This weekend, the NEBL moves into week 2 with a fully loaded weekend of games. On Friday night, the Belmopan Trojans goes up against the San Pedro Tiger Sharks at the UB Gymnasium. Then on Saturday night, the Cayo Western Ballers play host to the Belize City Defenders in a big home game at the Victor Galvez Stadium. The NEBL dancers will be performing live. And in Orange Walk, the Running Rebels look to defend their home court against the Dangriga Dream Ballers. Live performance by Yastalia. Giveaways all night. Plus, at the end of the first and third quarter, fans will get a chance to win cell phones, TVs, plus more. And at halftime, the big $5,000 cash. Ministry of Tourism, Youth, Sports and Diaspora Relations Shooting Challenge. So this weekend, make your weekend an NEBL weekend, sponsored by the government of Belize.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned with us. This is our second conversation for this morning, and it's all about training the new generation of Peewee basketball athletes. And we have joining us on set Peewee Basketball League Tournament Coordinator, Mr. Romila Rana, and he is joined by MVP ballers under 13 player Emil Moreno Jr., as well as Guns Auto stars under 15 player Ronel Gonzalez, and Conquering Lions Academy's under 15 player Ernest Miles. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for having us here today.
It's a pleasure having you guys.
No problem. It's a pleasure having you guys. Mr. Arana, how long has the Peewee Basketball League been running?
Well, we started up in late 2024, right? So we started off with the U10s and the U13 league. And, you know, I saw that there was a little bit of a demand for more. And plus our kids, some of them, they aged out, right? So I said, man, we're not capturing as much as we could because high school players are usually around 16, 17, something like that. So I said, you know what? Let's expand the league to 15 and under. Mm-hmm. So we ended up capturing a little more players. So from then till now, I think our initial tournament started off with like about 60 or 70 players. Last month in the Civic, we had 170 players participating in the tournament.
How does a tournament like this contribute to the overall development of young athletes and basketball in Belize?
Well, I wear several hats. You all know I wear several hats.
Yeah.
I was a part of the District Basketball Association, and in our meeting with the Basketball Federation, it was given to us, it was told to us by FIBA that we are not playing enough basketball in Belize.
Interesting.
So again, there was a need for that, and I got inspiration from our national team, our junior national team that went out, and I realized again that we didn't have a lot of experience. So I said, you know what, let me try to develop something for the youths. And I must say that right now there's, I would call it a record amount of programs running in Belize in terms of teams, in terms of competition. There's my own, there is the Amadea Basketball, there's the Global Elite Academy running, there are several tournaments going on for youths all over the place. And I'm happy to contribute to that and give these children a safe space within which to operate and just to have fun and enjoy the game that they love.
It's all a matter of just finding out what fits, you know, their style, what they're looking for, the type of community that they want as well. So I want to get the boys in the conversation and ask why. Just
before you get the boys, I want to ensure you that we're sitting with Peewee basketball royalty up here right now. We have, if I were to give an MVP for the Peewee basketball over the years, it's been Mr. Miles.
All right.
He's been so consistent in his play, and he's been there a long time. We have probably one of the most explosive scorers in the basketball tournament in Mr. Gonzalez over here. And we have Mr. EJ over here. He has been so consistent for the MVP basketball teams. I mean, there are some kids who call him Luka Doncic. You know? He's playing his basketball. These guys have been royalty when I tell you in terms of Peewee basketball.
Yeah, man, I love that. You know, we feel like this is an extra special conversation.
We're always talking about the NEBL and the older age group, but I guarantee you that we have NEBL level talent here within the next few years.
Rumil, these boys are listening to you and they're like, oh, that's my, like, you know, a dad hyping up their kids. Now, I want to get them each in the conversation to kind of share why they decided to join Peewee and what the experience has been like so far. Let's begin with Miles, who, you know, we're told is royalty among us.
Well, basically, I joined the Peewee basketball just to have fun, play ball and win. It's nothing much, just having love for basketball and wanting to play.
What sort of training does it take to get you to that level where you are one of the top players in the league?
Well, it takes intense training because my first year of Ahmadiyya, which is the other basketball league, was in 2023 when I was chubby and I was more short. So I had to put in a lot of work to
get taller.
Get taller and get skinnier, stronger.
Yeah.
How do you navigate, a big word, but your ability and your goals for, I don't know, one day be a superstar basketball player, but also for have fun at the same time on the court?
Well, basically, like, when you go against an easy team, that just like if you have fun, more laughs, so when you go against a team like Guns, you have to play serious, because then they blow you out by 50.
Yeah, if you don't play serious. So for you, it's about understanding the balance, right? The time and the place when you could do what you want to do.
Well, let's get Mr. Ronel Gonzalez. He's from Guns Auto Stars. What is your experience like, and why did you join Peewee?
Well, I've always liked the sport of basketball, and I just started getting serious around like the age of 13 years old. And I joined the Peewee basketball because there's not many tournaments in Belize to play basketball and different stuff. So Peewee has given me an opportunity to show off my talents and skills, and shows that it's
What for you is the goal? You got like a goal where you want to accomplish with basketball. What's that?
Well, I just want to become a great player. With that, you need practice, and practice makes better. So continuing practicing will give us more opportunities in the future to become a better basketball player.
I agree with that 100%.
We have a proud aunt in the comment section, Charlotte Castillo, saying, big up my nephew, EJ. EJ, you know, just to embarrass you all morning, man. EJ. Tell me about what your experience has been like.
Well, I just started playing basketball in 2023, 2022. One of the first camps I came to was MVP Developmental. It's been nothing but love. I love it here. I've been to a couple other camps. Didn't really work out, but
what was it about Peewee that made it, you know, successful and something that you
MVP
appreciated? MVP.
Well, Peewee is consistent. Every month-ish we play. Unlike before, there used to be a lot of, how would you say it? Like it wouldn't be very consistent, and there wouldn't be a lot of basketball leagues to play in. So I decided to come to Peewee to come play.
Why basketball for you instead of like football or volleyball?
Just having like a good chemistry with my teammates and stuff like that, and making good friendships, playing ball, you know, just having fun.
When I realized that the future basketball at Belize, right? Like for basketball be successful in this country, and for basketball continue to play in this country, that responsibility rests on the shoulders. You realize that?
Yes,
or not think about that? Don't think about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I just give on a you know, wake up.
I believe, like I said, like we have national team level players on this coach right now, and we have national team level players in the tournament on a whole. There's a lot of talented kids around, and they just need the environment. They just need to develop themselves. So again, that was the goal. I didn't bring any of the 10 and under players here, but we have a 10 and under league where a lot of kids are getting a jersey for the first time. We had a situation where one of the kids grabbed the ball and ran the wrong way, you know. But at the younger levels, it's about teaching. So when they're 10 and under, 13 and under, it's a lot. They need to learn about the game, about the rules. But at the higher levels, again, when we're talking about these children right here, the U15 groups, they're very competitive and they're very skilled in what they're doing, right? So they're getting prepared because at that U15 levels, then they're looking to compete in international tournaments in FIBA and all of that, right? So without the development at the lower level, you don't have the higher level to attain. You don't have the national teams. You don't have the NEBL. You don't have any of those things. So that's where we need to start. And
so tell us, Mr. Arana, you have an upcoming event this weekend, correct? Give us some of the details on that for persons that might want to come out and watch these young superstars perform.
Okay, so again, we're going to be in the Civic. This Saturday, it's an all-day tournament. That's the modality of it. In the early morning, we have our U10 group playing. That's going to be a couple of games. All our U10 kids, when it's medal Saturdays, where our U10 kids get their participation medals. We don't let them compete at that point. But when they start to get older, when they get into the U13 and the U15 range, then it's championship game. So you're competing for that medal and that bragging rights, because these guys are being nice right now, but you know, when they win, you could puff your chest up a little bit and let your friends know, because all around it's a basketball community and there's a bunch of friends. So if you have that bragging rights on your friend, you know that's how it goes, right? So we have the U13 competition after that, and then the U15 competition starts in the afternoon.
Do you have to pay to be a part of the
No, you don't have to pay to attend. The entrance into the Civic is free.
Okay.
So we're going from 9 probably until like around 5:30 thereabout. And it's a fun day of basketball for the kids. I invite everybody to come out and enjoy the little snack bar, because that's how I'm trying to raise funds to ensure that we have another one down the road. And just to support the children, especially want to call out the older basketball players. I like when your presence are there. Give these kids the knowledge, give these kids some of your experiences to help them to improve themselves as well, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, Mr. Arana, you want to say something in conclusion?
I want to. It's difficult to handle these types of things. Like I told you, I had 170 children in the Civic, and it costs. But I want to thank the sponsors that have been with me, who have supported me so far this year.
Yeah, go ahead.
And we have the Bowen and Bowen group. Everybody knows that the Bowen and Bowen group has always contributed. They're ensuring that these kids stay hydrated on those days. You know, so we want to thank them for their contribution in kind to the Peewee basketball. We have DFC, who's stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit to give a contribution to ensure that these kids have this safe space as well. We like to thank them. Madisco has provided some funding to, again, make sure these kids could enjoy their tournaments. The Central Bank of Belize and Governor Michael over there has provided his support as well. And last but not least, we have the National Bank. So these businesses have, I started off the year without any sponsors, and these businesses have pretty much saved me from all the expense of ensuring that we could house.
Well, they see what you guys are doing.
We try to make sure that it's a positive environment. We want to make sure that everybody, at the younger ages, the kids are learning. And at the older ages, we're trying to ensure that they get in that good competitive spirit, and they learn the sportsmanship and everything and the discipline that they need to advance to the higher levels.
Now, right, before we wrap up, I want to do a little gratitude practice, similar to what Mr. Arana did. I want to do a little gratitude practice, because I know that for you all, it's not just you alone that makes this possible. So I want to go down the line, and I want to have you all mention a few people that you're thankful for that have played a huge role in your basketball journey. Let's start with you.
I would say my two coaches, Devon Campbell and Nigel Jones. My teammates, I love my teammates, always good chemistry. Yeah, I'd say that's about it. I'd say those are big names in my life when it comes to basketball.
I love that.
Well, I want to thank my support system, my dad. He's my current coach. I also want to thank
Who's your dad?
Ronald Gonzalez Sr.
Okay.
I want to also thank his coach. That's my old team, Conquering Lions coach Brackett. He put a lot of work into me, and I really appreciate it. He made me into a better player over the years. I've just left him and just started my dad's team this year. So upcoming tournaments and stuff, I also want to thank my mother, everybody supporting me.
Yeah, all right. Mr. Miles?
Well, I would like to thank my dad and my mom for, well, especially my dad, because from I was small, he was working me out, trying to do basketball, just letting me practice how to lay up with both hands and do anything with both hands, so I could use my two hands to finish the ball. And I would like to thank my coach, Daniel Brackett, and my former team from Hard Rock, Coach Lindbergh Moody, for giving me the chance to play on his team, so they could recognize me for my basketball talents. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be on no team today, because he accepted me to play for his team, and it all started there.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I appreciate, Mr. Arana, is that we rarely get to see stars or really good athletes when they're at their prime. We rarely get to see them at this level, right? And what I appreciate about this moment is that I'm almost certain that these are faces we'll see 10 years from now, like you mentioned.
These are poised and talented people.
And so we're able to recognize them and follow their story and follow their journey.
And we didn't get into that part of the conversation, but I really have to thank all of the participating teams for their support. We have representatives from 3 teams here. We usually have representatives from Orange Walk that come out there, the Sugar City Flames, and they have the Brotherhood Ballers that were here a couple days ago. They've been constant participants. We have the Hard Rock team, we've had the St. Ignatius team, we've had a number of participants. We have the coaches, the desk staff, the referees, everybody that makes Peewee basketball possible. I'd like to thank all of them for ensuring again that we have that forum for these kids to shine.
Excellent. Well, we would like to thank you guys for joining us this morning. You saw it here, the newest generation of Peewee basketball, and perhaps even the bigger leagues in the future as well. But we're going to take another quick break, Paul, and from the new generation of basketball to new generation of leadership over at the Belize City Council. Don't go away. When we come back, we have conversations around the Youth Shadow Council.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Man, that's me. My data done, and I really need to get my order out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart Group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package option and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, texts, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
Rotavirus is a leading cause of severe watery diarrhea and vomiting in young children. It can lead to dangerous dehydration and hospital visits. The good news? The rotavirus vaccine is now available countrywide. It is given in drops at 2, 4, and 6 months of age. Protect your child. Visit your nearest health clinic today.
Our next conversation, and it's all about an invitation to new youth leadership at the Belize City Council. We are joined by Michael Fritz. He's a programs manager over at the Belize City Council, and it's a pleasure to have you here with us, Mike. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
no problem.
yes. So I'm a really big fan of the Youth Shadow Council. I know that this is a program under the Belize City Council that you guys have had running for a while now. We've seen many young, aspiring future leaders of the country, right. Some even going into councilor roles even. Tell us about the overall program itself, what it seeks to achieve, and then we can go into how that has manifested itself.
Right. So the Belize City Youth Shadow Council, the best way to picture it, it's a leadership boot camp for young people.
Nice.
Very strong in that, saying that. It is the only functioning, and I'm stressing this, the only functioning youth council in the entire country. And part of what works with that is our seriousness when it comes to youth development. Now, when you think of a city council, you're thinking street drains, taxation, you're thinking the tickets that you might have gotten and haven't paid as yet.
Yeah, your mandate, right?
Yeah, but for us, in terms of the operative mandate, youth development is something that we're very adamant about. We're always about the people, and the people include youth. So the Youth Shadow Council is an opportunity for young people 18 to 25 to gain technical and soft skills so that they can lead not only in the capacity as shadow counselors, but in any avenue that they choose to go into. For some of them, it might include politics. For some of them, it might include finance. For some of them, it might include program management. This is our 5th time around calling for applications. And what has worked with the program really and truly is the devoted nature of the entire council. It's a whole council approach from the mayor and his councillors to the staff that greet you when you come in the building. Everybody understands that if we're going to create the next generation of leaders, we need to put in investments.
I like the idea of the shadowing aspect of it. When these persons get that opportunity, if they're selected, they are attached to a councillor, the mayor, the deputy mayor, and they kind of almost fit themselves in that role as well. How do you guys go about deciding who gets to be paired with a certain councillor and mayor, who become the shadow mayor of Belize City, you know?
That's always a very tense discussion with the Youth Shadow Council Committee. There are a group of us from the council that decide, we do the interview process and so forth. But really and truly it's about matching competency, willingness. For example, we look at tying in some of the Youth Shadow Council designates their capacity with some of the things that council members have been doing. So for example, in deciding who becomes Youth Shadow Mayor, very difficult. It's always a tense conversation. In fact, last year in deciding, one of the last interviews that we did, that person was super exceptional. And that was the point where we decided rather than 11, we needed to expand the Youth Shadow Council to 12 people. And that's where the Youth Shadow City Administrator came from.
Yeah.
Because it's a very tense and it's a very tight, I won't say a competition, because really and truly, being a part of the Youth Shadow Council, you do get that leadership boot camp experience.
Now we have joining us on set Mr. Rajiv Ramsey, I pronounced the name correct,
yes,
right?
That's correct.
And you are a youth officer and also a former Youth Shadow Counselor.
Yes.
How has participating in this program improved your leadership skills?
I must say thank you guys for having me on, of course. But in terms of improving my leadership skills, like I've always mentioned, I've always been an introverted person. I never saw myself actually doing something like this. But through the various trainings that were offered from the Belize City Council, I improved my skills in terms of communication for leadership training, municipal governance training, and the numerous other trainings that are offered by the Belize City Council to make me more a well-rounded individual in this society.
You spoke of being a little bit introverted before, and the way that this program has really taken you out of your comfort zone in building your capacity. But what brought you to even applying to be a part of this?
Okay, so that's a funny story because I never wanted to be a part of the Shadow Council.
Oh, okay.
Since I was always an introvert, it was actually my mother who urged me to apply. I was always a more science-based person. I always looked at municipal governance on a whole, politics, and just city council on a whole, and I was kind of ignorant towards it, right? But then my mom was like, you need to be more, well-rounded, a more well-rounded individual. So I did apply under the instruction of my mother.
Yeah, she saw something in you.
Yeah, I did apply, and throughout my application process and everything, that's when I actually decided, I actually had a different outlook at the Belize City Council and what they did, right?
So what misconceived notion did it dispel for you, the experience?
So being, I would say just looking from the outside in, right? Sometimes people have this tendency to look at the Belize City Council and be like, okay, the front of my yard isn't chopped or something like that. But then going into the Belize City Council, being within that organization, and actually noticing the amount of work that they have to do throughout the city. And then you actually start to understand, wow, they have a lot of work to do, and they're actually trying their best to fulfill every single thing that they've promised to the public, right?
What I really also, I think we could appreciate about a program like this is the way that it educates the next generation of citizens that will be voting, that will have a better understanding even of the mandate of the city council, because a lot of time people kind of get confused with the role of municipal government with general government. They think that mayor supposed to do what area rep for do.
Right.
And so I could appreciate the role that a program like this does for educating persons. But I also like that we have someone here who kind of expressed, hey, I didn't really feel like I would have fit the mold of what, they were looking for, because there might be someone tuning in right now who might be interested in applying, but they're not sure if they could fit the bill.
What's funny about Rajiv's journey as a part of the Youth Shadow Council, super shy in the beginning. I remember the interview process, very quiet, like we had to nudge, like ask additional questions and so forth. And when it came to the orientation and being on the ground, this was post-Hurricane Lisa, and we were doing the citywide cleanup campaign. He was actually the first person in the back of a dump truck. Like in terms of on the ground service. Since then, what's funny, his tenure was 2022, 2023. He's still at the council. It started off as an intern after being a shadow councillor to now being a youth officer. There's this notion that really and truly Belize City Council is the best place to work, and we create that nurturing environment for our youth shadow councillors. The opportunity, the training, the capacity that they get, it really sets them apart from other candidates.
Speaking about opportunity, you all are launching your applications for a new cohort, correct?
Yes, so we're launching the applications for the 2026-2027 Youth Shadow Council. In terms of requirements, we're looking for individuals 18 to 25. Completed high school, if you're pursuing your tertiary degree, awesome. Who have this oriented or this love of community service. Community service is important. You have to understand that being always about the people, you have to be integrated with the people. You have to do community service. And also as well, being willing to learn. You have to be a sponge. In the opportunity in terms of the caliber of training, I can tell you, bar none. I haven't seen it in any other program in the country. And that's being, or limited to, haven't seen it in any other program, and that's being with my span or my influence or my connection with youth development in the country. It's something seriously that's built on a CARICOM level, UN level, a Commonwealth level. These are the types of approaches that we're coming with.
If a person is selected, what type of commitment should they expect to have to give? There are some young people who might be working, who might be students.
Right, excellent question. It's a give and take in terms of we are amenable. Our trainings happens on weekends.
Okay.
Our shadow counselors have been there on Saturdays and Sundays for 4 weeks in a row, getting their training. In terms of engagement, there's a calendar that's set up for you to work alongside your assigned counselor. There are events that are pre-planned. So it's not like I'm going to call you, it's almost 8 o'clock. I need you here for 9 o'clock. No, we do understand that people do work. In fact, a lot of our shadow counselors in the last cohort, Money, for example.
Yes, our very own.
Works. So we have to be amenable in terms of scheduling and so forth.
Okay.
When are applications due? What's the deadline?
Funny thing about that. We decided as a Youth Shadow Council committee to extend the deadline.
Okay.
The amount of calls, messages, emails, and so forth. So the deadline has been extended to Friday, March 6th.
So there was a deadline that was quickly approaching, or saying?
The deadline was yesterday. The original deadline.
Yes, original.
But I was explaining to the members of the committee, I got an email at 2 o'clock one morning. The person was frantic. I have not gotten my police record as yet. It's not going to be ready. The person I asked for a recommendation, they haven't sent it as yet because they have an emergency. I don't want to miss this opportunity. And for us, it's all about providing opportunities. So we decided it's best to push back the application deadline to give more people an opportunity.
Still have time for apply, sir.
All right, so you, Paul?
Actually,
no, I don't fit the age.
Did not want to break the band, you
But it's fine. We're going to give that opportunity to other people. But as we wrap up this conversation, I want to go back to you, Mr. Rajiv. How would you encourage someone to take advantage of this?
So I would say if you have a passion for community service, if you just have a love for just leadership, if you want to be a leader, because a lot of people in this country, you know, they like to say, okay, they don't want to be a follower, they want to be a leader, but they don't truly know what being a leader entails, you know, just leading by example, being able to communicate very well, work with other people as well. Then this is the program for you. And I urge every single young person from the ages of 18 to 25 out there to get that application and apply for this program. It's life-changing. It did change my life for the better, and I guarantee that it's going to change theirs as well.
I gather you can access the application online.
Right, I was just going to mention it's available on the Belize City Council's Facebook page. If you actually get the flyer, you can scan the QR code and it takes you directly to the application form. I do want to mention that there's a short video that you have to submit. We're all about challenges, but in good ways. Applicants have to identify a problem in their municipality and propose an innovative solution. So it's an opportunity for you to actually let us know what you're thinking. Let's see your analytical skills, kind of a pre-interview before the interview.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. It's an exciting year for the Youth Shadow Council again, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, well, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere. Our next conversation coming up is an important one to further understand the dynamics that is currently taking place between Cuba and the United States. When we come back, breaking down U.S. pressure on Cuba.
Introducing BB Insurance, built for Belize. Your security, our priority.
Finally, a postpaid plan for 3 people. Introducing Smart Trio. Why pay for mobile service alone when you can share and save? Get unlimited national calls, text, plus 100 gigabytes of shared data. And the best part? It's only $135. That's right, as low as $45 per person. Perfect for small families, couples, or close friends. Smart Trio, 3 lines, 1 smart choice. Sign up now and you could win a Trio getaway to San Pedro for 3. Visit us at www.smart-bz.com for more information or sign up at any showroom today. Smart, bringing people together.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
In the heart of the Kaya district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easier for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we're powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
Cuba under pressure. What's really behind U.S. measures? We're joined in this segment by historian and private citizen, Mr. Assad Schumann, who is here to share his thoughts and perspective on the crisis in Cuba. Mr. Schumann, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to you and to our viewers all over Belize.
It's a pleasure having you. It's always a pleasure having you. I know that when you come on set, we are going to have an insightful conversation.
In some cases, learn something new.
That is exactly where I was going. We're going to be educated, and so will our viewers. Let's start by getting your thoughts. How do you frame what's currently taking place in Cuba as it relates to the domino effect coming out of what took place in Venezuela?
Okay. But if you don't mind, I'd
don't
like
mind.
to go a little bit
further back
behind that,
behind
it. Just to say what question we should ask ourselves,
yes.
Right? And as in so many things, I think the question is why. What is happening in Cuba? Well, we know the tightening of the blockade, in particular saying not a drop of oil should reach Cuba, right? The question is why? Why is that happening? Why is the United States doing that, right? And of course, we could go right back to almost to the creation of the United States and to the end of the 19th century when they actually invaded Cuba, because they've always wanted Cuba to be part of the United States. You know, United States, I mean, what it is today, it got there by a war that took half of what was Mexico before. And just like that, it's been expanding and expanding. And its expansion is always wanted to take Cuba, because it's obvious. If you look at the map, Cuba should be a part of the United States as far as they're concerned. Right?
So it's about geography.
It's about geography, and it's about imperialism, if you like. It's about the U.S. feeling that they are the great, you know, the power, not only in the hemisphere, but of course in the world. So that is the background to it. Right? They've always, it's nothing to do with communism or terrorism.
I was going to ask you that. How does the difference in political views, how does that play a part in all of this based on your perspective?
Political views of who?
In terms, the difference in the governance
of Cuba and the United States
versus the governance of and political views, the difference in both
that countries. Doesn't play that much of a role. To my mind, as I was saying, it has nothing to do with communism or not and so on. It plays a role to the extent that Cuba is an example of a country, the only one in America so far, that has stood on its independence, that has said no. The United States has nothing to tell us on how to govern ourselves, what to do, what kind of economy we should have, what kind of political system we should have. No, that is our right. We have a right to self-determination. We all say we have that right, but of course, you know, they put that into effect. So that makes them an enemy. So the justification that the United States is using now to increase its strangulation of Cuba is that it is a threat to the United States.
But how could they be a threat to the United States?
How could they be? Nobody can explain that. And they don't explain it. They don't even try to explain it. Except that they say that it's terrorists. There are terrorism in there. As you know, terrorism is not a term that has been defined internationally or by law. But basically, I think we can agree that actions designed to kill, for example, innocent people is terrorism, right? Now they can't find a single case of Cuba perpetrating an act of terrorism against the United States or against anybody else.
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because I believe some late news coming out of international media outlets are that there were 4 Cubans that were killed, I believe, yesterday after 2 vessels on the water faced off with each other, one from Cuba and one from the United States. There's an investigation currently underway. Are we seeing this as the potential of further escalations like this since the position that Cuba finds themselves in?
Right. We have to wait and see what the investigations reveal. Right. We can't say what happened because we don't know enough. What we know so far, what we've been told, is that this was a boat that originated in Florida.
Yeah.
However, it was manned. It was the people who were on it were Cubans living in the United States of America. That they were heavily armed, and that they fired on the Cuban patrol boat as it approached them, right? And four of those people were killed. They fired the first shot, as far as we know. That could be a provocation, or it could be just a
isolated
snooping
incident.
thing that went wrong, that they were caught, and so we don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Where should Caribbean leaders stand on this issue, in your view?
Well, let me go back then to the question you asked earlier about Venezuela and so on, the snowball effect of what's happened. Let's just, and I went too far back maybe, let's just go back to what happened last year, right? What happened last year, first of all, was the piling up of huge armada of the United States in our waters in the Caribbean, right? Not anywhere near the United States, in the Caribbean waters. We had declared, the whole of the Americas had declared that the Caribbean a zone of peace. But it was not respected by the United States, so they went there. What did they do next? They engaged in a murdering spree. Killing fisher boats or whatever, we don't know. They say that they are drug boats. They have proved, not given any kind of proof of that whatsoever. They haven't even tried to prove it. They just blow boats out of the water. That is, you could call it extrajudicial killing. I call it murder. Barefaced murder. Over 150 people, Caribbean people, have been killed in that way, right? That was the next thing. Then it escalated more, and they invaded a country, abducted, kidnapped a sitting president and his wife. Again, something that is an escalation that's never been done before. And these things are done, and hardly anybody objects to it. That is the problem.
Yeah.
I think a fundamental problem that we're facing here is impunity. How does a country do things that is obviously totally illegal?
A violation of international law?
Violation of international law, violation of human rights, everything. And yet, there is no accountability.
And I think the more we continue to stay silent or passive about it,
the more they will do it, right?
The more it will happen.
Right.
For example, and perhaps using the term "for example" is not necessarily appropriate, but I want to kind of get your thoughts on the Secretary of State Marco Rubio being present at the CARICOM Heads of Meeting, the 50th CARICOM Heads of Meeting.
Right.
The United States is not a part of CARICOM. However, there is perhaps some weight of having his representation there.
Right.
What do you think it means to have him there, and perhaps some of the intent that might come out of that? Even?
Yeah, well, having him there at this particular point in time is kind of shocking, right?
Yeah.
Because of all that that the United States has done to show that they don't give a damn about international law, they don't give a damn about self-determination. They care nothing about our sovereignty.
Do you think it's kind of like to nudge them to support what we are doing with Venezuela,
always.
support what we're doing with Cuba?
That is always so. That is always so. But from the reports I've read about what he said to the leaders, I think there's something very, very important there that we should hold them, the United States, to, which we've been trying to do for years, for decades, and we haven't been able. Which is that he mentioned the question of gangs, right, and the problem, and he admitted that the weapons that they use come from the United States, right? Well, it's not just the weapons that they use. I mean, that's a massive point. Their responsibility, their obligation in the United States is to stop those weapons from reaching gangsters or anybody else outside. But as you know, their policy of free sale of guns, number one, is good capitalist work, right? They make a lot of money off it. But also, they say that it is the right of everybody to own a gun. So now they're saying, they're admitting that, but are they going to do anything about it? We've asked them in the past, the Caribbean, to do something, and they've never done it. So, and I don't expect they will now. So that's just a little, palliative maybe that he threw out at them. But basically, he's saying, and he justified the kidnapping of a president. Now, just turn the thing around. What would happen if U.S. president was kidnapped? Or what would happen if 600 attempts to kill the U.S. president as they tried to kill Fidel Castro? The CIA, the U.S. government. What would be the reaction there?
Where should support for Cuba come from at this point in time?
It should come from the world. It should come from the United Nations. And UN experts, as you know, have spoken out and said this thing is illegal, this thing is wrong. But it has come from the United Nations. Don't forget that for about 30 years, every year, since the 1990s, there has been a resolution passed by the United Nations saying that I think they call it an embargo, right, that the United States has against Cuba. It should end. It should end because it's wrong, right? The whole world votes for that. Consistently, only 2 countries vote against it, that it should end, right? One is the United States and one is Israel. And occasionally, every year, a different set of 3, 4, 5 many states usually join that under pressure from the United States. But they haven't been able to even get their closest allies in Europe to stop saying that this thing must end. Now, if that is illegal, what do you think of this now? Which goes to the extreme, because if they get their way and if they succeed in not allowing a drop of oil to reach Cuba, people will die.
What are some of the stories you're hearing coming out of Cuba, perhaps some of the horror stories even?
Well, I wouldn't know the horror stories yet, because Cuba has an incredibly well-organized and resilient people-supported system, right? So that just like, for example, the obvious cases like the hurricanes, they're famous worldwide for huge hurricanes hit them and nobody dies, and very few people are injured because they have a massive system that involves people and involves people's organization, not just the state, not just the police, not just Coast Guards, but people themselves are involved in managing these things and in helping to save lives. So that's happening now too. People are helping each other. The systems are put in place. For example, a big problem is hospitals. Transportation of doctors even. So the doctors can't get to the hospital. There's no buses running anymore. So how do we get there? Well, they find ways. For example, recently they put out a fleet of about 50 vehicles in Havana, I think, of electric vehicles, right? To transport doctors to the hospital and so on. They've been going solar to a large extent. A lot of the electricity now is generated by solar power. A lot of that comes from China, of course. A lot of it is created in Cuba itself. So they have been finding ways to get along. So I don't think it will reach a stage which the United States would want it to reach, where there are horror stories indeed, where people are dying in the streets and so on. I don't think it'll reach that stage because the Cuban people will ensure, and I hope that we too, we in the Caribbean, we in the world, will do things to stop this projected and hoped for massacre of people that the United States.
That's what I wanted to really establish, the type of support that we have been seeing. Of course, we know the leader of Belize, the Prime Minister, have spoken out about it, sending a strong message. Other CARICOM leaders as well has done that. We know Mexico has tried to provide support in providing oil, but has been stopped by the United States. And so they're finding other ways to lend support to the country. But what they really need is oil. So anything else kind of outside of that really feels like a band-aid fix, a temporary fix to a much bigger issue. And really, I have multiple questions, but what I want to ask is, if these other countries are not brave enough to step in and provide the oil and just provide the ration maybe, what will Cuba find themselves in an extended period of being paralyzed almost in its economy and just giving essential survival kits, really, to make it day to day. Is
Yeah.
that fair to say?
Well, two things to that. One is that solar power, as I mentioned, right? So
Okay.
even now there are appeals out there by citizen groups from all over the country, all over the world, asking people to donate so that they can take solar panels for hospitals, for this. You've seen that, right?
Okay.
So that sort of thing. The humanitarian aid that we in Belize and in the Caribbean and the world can send would probably include that as well, right? And of course, as I said, the Cuban government itself is developing that to a large extent. But also, interestingly, is that the reaction of the world to that planned massacre has been big, has been very big. I mean, people all over the world are saying, no, this is not right. This is murder. This is terrible. And the United States has to feel sensitive to that. And I understand, I don't know if it's true, I just read recently news that the United States will allow some oil to get there, but it should not be used by the state, you know, it should be used for the people. So there's a breach already there. And I think that will increase the more we can keep up the pressure, both from states like our own in Belize, that the Prime Minister speaking out, the Caribbean, and of course from the people of the region of the world, saying, no man, you've gone too far this time, you've crossed the red line, this is not acceptable.
For Belizeans, why should we continue paying attention to this issue?
Well, because of the answer we gave to the question why, you see? And the reason why this is happening is because people want to be independent and free. Well, we want to be independent too, right? And we try to be, we say we are. It's difficult, it's almost impossible to be we are under a system that was designed to dominate us. So I think what people need to do, for example, I brought here something that I just like to show. Where do I put this so that people can see?
Right there is good.
Yeah. So this is called the National Security Strategy of the United States of America,
right in
November 2025, right? Now, read this. We should read this, and we should read especially the part about Latin America, right? And that shows you that the intent of the United States is to control the region, is to say, look, this whole, you know, one of the things I always sometimes get in trouble with people with is that when they say Americans, American, I tell them, who you mean American? We are Americans. This whole hemisphere is American. But the people up in the United States, they have taken that word for themselves, and when they say America, they mean the United States of America.
And we have accepted that too.
Everybody has accepted it. I have never accepted it, but I have only one voice. But that is a problem, right? They want to dominate. So that if you read that strategy, you will see that that is a fact, that they want to dominate certainly the Americas and also the world. That's one. Another thing that I want people to, well, first of all, listen to, because it's a speech that the same Rubio man you mentioned gave to the Munich Security Conference just like 10 days ago, a couple of less than 2 weeks ago. And there he sets out a concept about what America is, so he calls it America, meaning United States of America, and how it is linked with Europe. And that if you will allow me, I would like to read something from what he said, because apart from listening to it, which I found very interesting, I got from the State Department the text of what he said, right?
Yes.
And these are the critical points I'm going to say. He said, for the United States and Europe, we belong together. America was founded 250 years ago, but the roots began here on this continent. He was in Europe at that time, right? He said, we are part of one civilization, Western civilization. It was here in Europe where the ideas that planted the seeds of liberty that changed the world were born. Well, from what I read of history, what was planted there was the seeds of slavery, the seeds of colonialism, the seeds of world domination, the seeds of invading Africa and taking over all their resources. That is what was born there. But no, he said liberty. Liberty for who? Then he says for 5 centuries. So he goes back to the so-called discovery of America, right? Before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers, pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires, extending out. He's saying this was a great thing. We built empires. We did that through slavery, through exploitation, through domination. And he says that is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. No shame that you used to be a colonialist, that you're a racist. No, that's okay.
And that they're really trying to repeat history, but in a different way.
They're trying to do it all over again. And they're trying to reinforce that now.
Mr. Shulman, we are out of time.
Okay, all right.
And it's unfortunate because we always get such rich conversations with you. Perhaps we can use this as a personal invitation to invite you back on to further dissect this, because we know that this isn't over. Perhaps, as you mentioned, with countries putting their strong voices out there against what is taking place in Cuba, we can see this come to an end. But until then, we monitor what's taking place. We try to provide analysis where we can and share that with you guys as well. So it's really important to have historians like yourself on the show to give us a better understanding of what's taking place and how we can connect the dots. But we thank you for the time that you've taken.
Thank you.
And
of course.
we are going to take a final break, but don't go anywhere. We have one more conversation to look forward to. When we come back, we are going to be highlighting local businesses with Sandhill Village Council.
Have a vision? We've got what you need. From idea to install, Brothers Habet. All your building needs under one roof.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
GBM is turning the spotlight home. All Belizean, all day, every day. We're bringing to you more local and regional programs than ever before. Relive the classics you love. Plus, enjoy brand new stories that celebrates who we are, our people, our pride, our Belize. So whether you're at home, in the office, or on the go, keep GBM on, because now more than ever, Belize is on TV.
February is all about Honda.
Get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 25% off select Honda products and 20% off Honda parts. Don't forget your B-Bucks whenever you make a purchase. Love your Honda is all about deals and discounts on Honda products throughout the month of February. Only at Benquit Equipment Parts Service.
The future is calling. Belize Bank. Your future, our commitment.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation, and as we mentioned before the break, we are going to be highlighting local businesses with Sandhill Village Council with their newest initiative called their Market Morning. This is a market day, really, and we have some representatives here to get you guys better abreast with what it is. Joining us, the event coordinator and counselor of Sandhill Village Council, Christy Chi, joins us in beautiful yellow, and in the middle we have Mr. Winner Maduboko. He is a recruiting, Madubuko. He is, dang, I said it so well before, but right. He's the recruiting department. He's coming from the recruiting department over at Global Com, and no stranger to you guys as well. I'm Monique Ford Vicente. She's the marketing manager representing DigiWallet. Guys, thanks for joining us and welcome. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us this morning.
Now this is awesome. Yes, let's get into it.
This is our very first market morning organized by the Sandhill Village Council, and we're very much excited to be hosting this event, having vendors coming, local and invited vendors to be a part of this initiative. And this is for our village. We're giving back to our village. We have over 35 vendors at this event this Saturday. So Saturday, February 28th at 7 a.m. We're inviting all of Belize to come visit Sandhill, to know Sandhill and be a part of the fun this coming Saturday.
What I like about what I'm seeing or hearing so far is that we're accustomed to having night markets.
Yeah.
And so now you're having like a morning market. Sounds like something my granny would have go to, honestly. But what makes it different?
What makes it different? We are debuting all our local dishes, and the villagers of Sandhill are on point when it comes to cooking. So we have a wide variety of food at this event, and this is an event for the entire family.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll be having activities throughout the day, and we just inserted a hot wings eating competition for men 35 to 50.
Okay. My granny not well that.
We have kite competition for the kids, and I'll allow representatives from Global and Digital tell us what they will bring to this event.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I am grateful actually that we get the opportunity to kind of showcase ourselves, you know, at this market day. One thing I like about it is that it's not just for just local food vendors, right? But it includes other services like, you know, us and Digi as well, right? While the vendors are selling food and giving away food, we are giving employment.
Yes.
We're giving jobs, because jobs is something everybody will need every day, right? So whereas, you know, they have that opportunity to come and shop, they can also stop by, because we know that young adults will be out there. You know, older people will be out there, you know, and then maybe people who want to get a job, right? So we just want to be out there just to let them know that, hey, it's available, so you can come to us, and we're there.
Are you guys planning to employ people on the spot?
On the spot, yes, we will. Yes, we will. And even people without any call center experience. One thing I love about Global is that Global, I would say, maybe the only call center that offers training for people without any call center experience. So you come in without call center experience, we give you that call center experience, and then we now put you on a campaign to now prosper and now make as much money as you can.
All right, Digi, how will you all top that?
Well, the full, I would like to say thank you. First of all, thanks for inviting us, and the full Digi crew will be there. So Digi and Digi Wallet. Digi will be having free installation and up to 50% off Digi1, DigiNet bundles. So if you are not deciding yet if you want to come to the Digi family, now is the time. You could sign up. We'll have devices out there at great discounts. So if you're in the need of a phone, definitely come on out. And of course, Digi Wallet will be there offering double up. So if you want to double up on your credit, you can get that. We have two 75-inch TVs that we're raffling in our marketplace. So if you are not a Digi Wallet subscriber and you want to enter this raffle, you can purchase tickets at the booth. Of course, it's an electronic ticket. It will be purchased in Digi Wallet. You'll get our confirmation SMS. So if you want the chance to win a 75-inch TV, and that comes with 3 months Digi TV package if you don't have Digi TV already, so you get a chance to enter that. Of course, we're always looking for new persons to come onto the platform. So if you're interested in learning how to purchase Bolida, I know Sandhill, I'm not sure how many shops in Sandhill sell Bolida, but now is now is the time. If you know you're stuck, I don't know how far the shops are, you want to be able to have that freedom to purchase your Bolida from your home, you could come out, learn, we'll help you sign up. And show you how to use that. Western Union, you can receive and send via your Digi Wallet as well. So come on out so we can show you, walk you through that. Because a lot of times it's just that little personal touch of where do I go and how do I do that? We'll have brochures with all the instructions, come out and receive that. And if you're a vendor, if you're a merchant, you want to start to be able to receiving Digi Wallet payments, you can come out, give us your contact information, and we could definitely initiate that conversation with you. Because the thing with these days is that sometimes, I find a lot of times people are running from boot to boot. You have change. It's payday weekend. People will be coming out with 50s and 100s, and there's only so much change a small vendor can accommodate, And with the Digi Wallet, you have that freedom to transact cashlessly. It's not, you don't have to worry about, if the money gone through, if I have this bank, you have that bank. As we know, it's a confirmation SMS that both parties receive instantly. There's no question of if you get the money, when you get the money. So, that opens up that freedom for the Sandhill vendors and community to transact with each other a bit more freely without, those usual restrictions.
So you've satisfied my question. Yes, right? And I appreciate that you all are preparing deals that's catered specifically to this event.
Correct.
Right? You're showing that communities are important, like villages are important as well, and an initiative like this is important. What time does this event begin? And I could go out there and get one leaf fried jack and beans and egg with some coffee for breakfast.
I've lined up the food vendors already. They are ready to serve. And let me tell you the fun part. Entrance is free. So when 7 o'clock hits in the morning, gates open, you just walk in and enjoy all the vendors that will be there. No fees, no bands at the entrance. You just come in and enjoy the market. Yes.
So this starts on Saturday. Will this be something we can expect continuously as well?
The council cannot commit to that answer is yet. However, we are excited to be a part of the first one, enjoy the first one, and then we go from there.
So it starts at 7. When do you all plan for it to end? And what are some of the activities throughout the course of the day?
Let me walk you through the day.
Walk us through some of it.
We open gates at 7 a.m. We have all the booths active 7 a.m. We start the first competition at 9. Every hour we have a competition catered to a specific age group. So we have something for everyone. We have at the closing, we're looking to close around 4 o'clock. And we will be having our closing activities at the end.
Okay. Do you have any sponsors you'd like to say thank you to?
To thank all the vendors that is a part of this initiative. It's our very first, and we still have vendors coming in. communicating with us. So we will be adding a few more throughout the ending of the week. And I want to thank them. I want to thank the council chairman, Darren. He's been so supportive, and he gave me a message to give everyone.
All right.
Sandhill that a place for day.
All right.
I know I say it.
Yes. So he told me to just come in here. He said, Christy, let everybody know, come to Sandhill, just like that. So I want to ask everyone to come out and support our event, villagers, non-villagers, be a part of the fun.
Yes. All right. Well, this has been a wonderful conversation. We want to thank you guys for coming, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.
See you on Saturday.
Well,
Right?
I close back. We're going to get breakfast.
2 minutes.
Exactly.
Oh, you're
I'm
near.
from Boom.
Oh, yes, Sabina, you should be.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, man. I'm practically my village too.
Yes, and we'll
All
be
right.
having some vendors from Boom. So,
All right, awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful.
We have Rancho Fever pepper sauce.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you guys all the best.
Thank you.
Well, Paul, at this time, we do got to wrap things up. It has been a wonderful show, jam-packed show, we know, but very rich conversations for each and every one of the segment. We thank you guys for engaging with us in the comment section as well. We've seen what you've been saying, and we try to include it as well. It is February 26th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You could also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram for all the behind the scenes content at OYE Belize.
We even have a TikTok page. As for TikTok fans, early in the morning, they catch some behind the scenes conversation with us. If you want to check that out, you can also do that. That's openyoureyes.bz. And you can even call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555. But if you enjoyed today's conversation, you definitely want to lock in with us tomorrow. Tomorrow is What the Friday. You can also call in and share your thoughts and on various topics as well. It's going to be fun. So please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
And start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.